talk about changing the scheduling when you got there. I mean, this is kind of one of those steps in that.
Well,
Stuff like that.
you know, we'd like to play 3 or 4 BCS schools a year. You know, when you're looking at usually around 12 non-conference games, you want to get 4 or 5 development games where you can get everybody on the floor. We'd like to get a couple road games to get yourself ready, and you'd like to play 3 or 4 really good teams to make sure you're prepared. And last year we went to Vandy and they were a top 10 team, and it was a good opener for us. And this year they're a little bit like us. We got a lot of new players, so it'll be an interesting game. But our scheduling philosophy is we want to have some games that prepare for the Pac-12 and challenge us. And in a year like this, where we have 7, 8 new guys, it's kind of important that we have a few games to develop new guys also.
Being a plan for them from last year to this year, do you take anything away from last game? Can you use anything at all, or is it a completely different thing?
Well, they've got a lot of new faces. We've got a lot of new faces, so not really. Kevin does a wonderful job. We're going to have to be prepared. They play a much different style than they did a year ago, so really not a lot of carryover for either team.
How do you see them kind of replace those guys?
Well, they've got guys that were in the system, so they'll have a pretty good feel for what they want to do. They've added some new guys, but they did lose some awfully good players. I know 2 or 3 players went in the first round of the draft last year, so they'll have a different look.
In the first 2 games, you talked about how your team would have to make a lot of big steps going into this game. Do you think you've made these steps this week?
Well, we've taken some steps. I'm anxious to see how we practice today and tomorrow. I think we haven't made the progress in practice that we need to. Thought we took a big step in Monday night's ball game, but whether we're ready for another BCS school, a team like Vandy that's got some tradition. I think they went Sweet 16 last year. Whether we're ready for a game like that, I'm not sure.
What specific progress were you looking for?
Well, defensively, our communication's got to get a lot better. Offensively, our ball movement's got to continue to improve. You name the area of the game, we've got a ways to go. We're a work in progress, and our guys understand we've got a long ways to go.
Does that come with just gelling as a team because there's so many newcomers?
Well, that's part of it. With only 4 guys who have experience at the Division I level in our program, it's just going to take some time, not only adjusting to what we want to do, but also the level, the intensity that it takes. Both teams take a little bit of adjustment.
Is that where you know you see TJ and Jonathan for their defense in play where they're ahead of all the good?
Well, I think they just understand, night in, night out, the intensity level you have to have, the focus you have to have, paying attention to scouting report, those things. Guys who have been around and new guys don't really place the importance on it that it deserves. It takes a while for them to understand.
Any of the new guys impressed you a lot? Any kind of surprises so far?
Well, Damien Dotson's done a nice job. Dominic Artist has been solid. Ben Carter's made some big strides. Wade, I thought had a pretty good game the other night. So we're getting moments from all of them, but the consistency is a problem for all of them. But at certain times they've all showed that they can really help us.
Still have a long way to go, though.
Absolutely. It's November, what is it today? The 16th, 14th. We've got a long ways to go. So.
You talked about these tough challenges to prepare you for Pac-12 play. Is there a point where you're saying, all right, this is kind of when I want to know what the rotation will look like, and where you want to see that?
Oh, that's still a long ways away. We don't have our Pac-12 game until January 6th. And before that, we have a number of challenges. We've got some ranked teams we've got to play next week, so we've got a lot of time, but we've also got to keep pushing, to make the development. But I don't think we'll have a rotation. First of all, until we see what happens with Arsalan, and secondly, these freshmen have an opportunity to show us what they can do.
Is there any update on Arsalan?
None. We hope to know something soon, but we don't have.
He's practicing enough though that he could play right away.
Well, he's been banged up. The day he got here, he tweaked a groin, and so he's been out quite a bit. But no, as soon as we get the word, if we get him effort, and they'll play right away.
You said Vanderbilt's changed the style they've played. What specifically are they doing differently?
Well, they're a little bit more perimeter-oriented than they were a year ago, and they lost some vets that really had a good feel for what they wanted to do. So, our big guys are going to have to go out on the floor a little bit more than they did a year ago. They'll create some interesting challenge because they've got, all 5 of their starters can shoot the 3, which will really spread us out. Anybody else?
You think?
Thanks.